Hey, welcome to the edge of the universe. Out here, it's quiet, not lonely, just still. I'm Wren Weathers, your guide today. For the next hour, we're just gonna drift. Soft sounds, gentle weather, some quiet company while the stars turn. Stay as long as you like. This next one is the perfect one to get us started today. I want to quote something Lo-Fi wrote on their YouTube page because it speaks so much to the spirit of this show. In low-fidelity music, you can hear imperfections that would typically be considered errors in the recording process. The low fidelity or quality of this type of music is actually on purpose, and this is part of its beauty. So, in a lot of ways, this is kind of like music for humans, right? We aren't perfect. We don't get to censor out the bad and leave all the highlights. This is real music for real people. A safe space to show up as you are. Toy Box, Lo-Fi. That was Toy Box, Lo-Fi. You can really feel the passion Lo-Fi put into that piece. And as I quoted before, if you missed it, the low fidelity of this kind of music, it's actually on purpose. It's part of its beauty. It's what makes this show so special, so real. There's a lot of beauty here in the imperfect. Thank you for being here with me today. I'm your host, Wren Weathers, and you're listening to The Edge of the Universe. This next one is going to give you a little burst of energy. This artist makes a ton of music. It's all this good. Bubbles, Holizna. was Bubbles Halizna. You can tell there is so much passion behind their musical endeavors. They work so hard and it shows. They make so much music. Be sure to go check them out. If you're just tuning in, come on in. That's the beauty of it. There's no rush at the edge, just time and sound. This artist makes music videos too. You can check them out at Lo-Fi Girls Piano on YouTube. Dreamy Akikoshina. That was Dreamy, Akiko Sheena. You can find this artist on YouTube at Lo-Fi Girls Piano. Here you're going to find the perfect music to study and relax to, or just hang out and play a video game. It's all gorgeous. I always imagine these songs as postcards from places we haven't been yet. This next one feels like taking a walk through the countryside on a warm summer evening. I always think of wheat fields and cicadas, blue skies, golden light, summer anthem, lo-fi seasons. Summer Anthem, Lo-Fi Seasons, a creator in the Netherlands specializing in lo-fi beats. This next one just makes me want to grab a cup of tea, get my soft blanket, get cozy on the couch. This producer specializes in lo-fi and hip-hop too. You can find their stuff under the proxy on Spotify. Rainy Night, Lo-Fi Dreams 99. That was Rainy Night, Lo-Fi Dreams 99. You can also find them on Spotify under The Proxy. I'm your host, Wren Weathers, and you're listening to The Edge of the Universe. A thought for tonight. There's a theory that if you traveled far enough, you'd reach the end of the universe, but it would just fold back on itself like a recording, looping forever. Maybe that's what we're doing here, listening for the seams. This next artist is from Iran, and aside from lo-fi, actually makes house music as well as dark ambient vibes. The Coverless Book, Audio Vision. Was Coverless Book, Audio Vision. The creator Amir actually works under the name Audio Vision, but also Televised Fella, where he makes more upbeat music. So he's making some pretty diverse stuff depending on where you look for him. Up next is a piece that moves like memory, bright in places, slow in others, with a rhythm that feels like late night thinking. A composer whose sound blends ambient textures with understated urgency, perfect for drifting or focusing or finding your way back to yourself. Let it take you where it wants to. This is Driven by Isaiah Matthew. That was Driven by Isaiah Matthew. You can find Isaiah making music for other dreamers and wandering minds on YouTube at Isaiah Matthew, but also streaming games and behind-the-scenes looks at his production skills on Twitch. This next track feels like sunlight through curtains, soft, slow, and a little golden around the edges. A good song for the gentle parts of the afternoon. It's called Warm Day by Artur Arvidi. That was Warm Day by Artur Arvidi. You can hear more on Artur's YouTube channel. Artur's ambient compositions feel like little weather systems for your mood. I love how this one just settles in and stays a while. This next track feels like a quiet corner on a rainy day, all steam and stillness and soft pages turning. It's called Rain, Book, and a Cup of Tea, composed by FSM team in collab with ESCP, who's known for creating slow cinematic soundscapes that feel more like moods than melodies. Let yourself settle into it. That was Rain, Book, and a Cup of Tea with ESCP, lending that signature slow build hush to a scene that feels timeless. You can find more ESCP music made for moments just like this, a little soft, a little weathered, and perfectly in between ESCP on YouTube. Okay, here's a really quirky one that feels like walking straight into a 90s style arcade game. This artist is not just making music either, he's also a photographer and makes music videos. A Sunny Day, Gerardo Rodriguez. That was A Sunny Day, Gerardo Rodriguez. That one is so warm and so bright, the title just suits it perfectly. Gerardo is a creator in Costa Rica and has some really cool photography, but also releases music videos on YouTube at Jero_CR. This next song always gives me a huge smile. It's so warm and bright and alive. Tiny Joy, Oleg Fedek. Doesn't that one just make you want to do a tiny kitchen dance break? I feel like I just got back from the fair. I can taste the cotton candy. That was Tiny Joy Oleg Fedek, or Soul Prod like production music on YouTube. You're at the edge of the universe, a soft broadcast from somewhere a little sideways. You can find this next artist on Spotify with a ton of lo-fi chill, hip-hoppy beats that each have a unique touch of whimsy and magic. Lo-Fi Rain, Melodine. That was Lo-Fi Rain, Melodine. If you want to find more music by that artist, you'll want to head to Melodine Music on Spotify. That's Melodine, like melody, but drop the Y for an IGN. Let's get cozy, grab a cup of tea, and go sit in a sunny corner for this next one. Lazy Sunday, Hybridas. Sunday, Hybridas. If you're a big fan of Minecraft style vibes that you can just zone out to after a long day, you're going to want to find Hybridas on Spotify. It's a treasure trove for Zen beats like this one. Welcome to the edge of the universe, a signal sent from somewhere on the far side of quiet. This is a project stitched from soft sounds and slower rhythms, a place for lo-fi, ambient, and gentle songs that don't rush to be heard. Here at Sonic Scout Radio, we're listening for the overlooked, the independent, the unsung, the music that drifts in the background and still says everything. Submissions are open at sonicscoutradio.com or find me on Instagram at wrenweatherstheedge. We'd love to hear from you wherever you are. Thanks for finding us here at the edge of the universe. This next artist is a collective based out of Atlanta, Georgia. Chillwave at 89 BPM, Top Secret Music Network. That was Chillwave at 89 BPM, Top Secret Music Network, a musical collective from Atlanta, Georgia. A great place to find more of their music is going to be on YouTube, where they've put out a ton of music videos and can direct you to some of their other creative endeavors. You're listening to The Edge of the Universe. I'm your host, Wren Weathers. This next artist has over 20 years of experience and typically delves into the electronic, rock, and funk realms. This one is something you can ease into and relax with. Days Off, Matrica. Was Days Off Matrica. Listening, it truly feels like a day off. I want to kick off my shoes, put on my pajamas, and just rest into it. Perfect for this space, a place to rest and recharge. You're listening to The Edge of the Universe. I'm your host, Wren Weathers. Here's something to wake us up a little as we stretch into space. This artist is a full-time music producer and composer and infused this piece with so much energy. Pineapple Express, Kulikovka. That was Pineapple Express, Kulikovka. They focus on lo-fi, hip-hop, and electronic, but they also branch into other genres to compose and produce some unique quality music that just entrances. Up next, something that feels like the last light before the stars come out. Good night, Fast Sounds. was Good Night Fast Sounds. That artist is honestly so impressive. They get featured in all kinds of commercials, actually. I saw on their Instagram they've been in McDonald's commercials, Honda. Their music is just actually that good. We've almost drifted out of range here. I'm your host, Wren Weathers. Thanks for floating here with me at the edge of the universe. I'll leave you with one last song to carry you wherever you're headed next. A creator from my own heart who loves lo-fi and the cosmos, City Streets, Love Cosmos. That was City Streets, Love Cosmos, an artist in Argentina who loves the stars and makes gorgeous lo-fi music, perfect for winding down with a game at the end of a long day, and that's my cue to do the same. Until we meet again, keep your ears open and your heart quiet. Stay cozy, my friends. I'm your host, Wren Weathers, and thank you for listening to The Edge of the Universe.